Welcome back to Clean with Kate. I'm in the messy kitchen now and I'm about to tackle baby step number 1. I've printed off the FlyLady Baby Steps off the website and this is the first of the baby steps. You may want to go onto the website. If your sink is really bad, you may want to read it on the website, but I'm going to just basically, I'm going to fill it with, I'm going to find the plug first. So I'm going to put the plug in. As you can see, this is a really old, antique sink. You're going to need some bleach. Any bleach will do. And she also recommends bicarb of soda, but you don't use them at the same time. And I might try some pink stuff on it. I'm going to see how we go. Not all at once, though. We do one step after another. So the first step is to take this, put the plug in the sink. Hope you can see what I'm doing. I'm using a new phone harness, and then run some hot water into it. I am going to add a little bit of washing up liquid, I think, as well. Because I've got this really old thing of washing up liquid, and it'd be good to get rid of it. It's a bit of a good degreaser. So I'm going to. She doesn't actually put washing up liquid in when she does hers, but I usually do. And then I'm going to give it a really good squirt of bleach. Make sure you wear old clothes when you're doing this, because bleach is really damaging to your clothes. And while I'm doing it, I'm going to bleach a few other things in there. So I'm going to bleach my scrubber, that can go in. And I'm also going to bleach my dish brush. So while it's running in, I'm just going to give it a quick sort of spread it about. And this bleach will need to stay in the sink now for about at least an hour, I would say. You could leave it longer. When I first did it, I left it overnight because the sink was so stained. And I went to bed. I left it overnight, but when I came down, I found that unfortunately the sink was quite an old sink at the time, and the underneath of the sink was corroded and all the bleach had poured out onto the floor. So I don't do that anymore. I tend to keep an eye on it because I came into a flooded kitchen, which was not a great start to my FlyLady journey, but you know what? I didn't worry about it. I just got on with it. So you can see I'm filling it right up to the top. I need to stop before it gets to the drain hole. I'm going to leave it now. So it's just going to sit there for the next hour full of soapy water and bleach, and the bleach will do its magic. Now this is a really old sink, so my hopes are I do this fairly regularly to my sink because it does take a lot of use. It's in my messy kitchen, which is the small kitchen, the original kitchen to the house. The house is a 400-year-old Georgian farmhouse and cottage, and this is the original kitchen to the house. And the sink is probably a couple of 100 years old. So it's a sink that we actually found. I think it is the original sink to the house, and we dug it up out of the garden and put it back in. But it means it is quite scruffy. It's never going to look like a new sink, but I'm going to get it looking as good as it possibly can. So I'm going to leave the bleach now for an hour, and then I will come back and show you the results. After I take the bleach out of the sink and have rinsed it out, I'm going to scrub it with the bicarb of soda. This is actually a tub of bicarb of soda my youngest child bought when he went to university. He was living with a girl at university who was very into cleaning, and I think she was very into Mrs. Hinch. And she actually got him into bicarb of soda. So his first year at university, he came home with lots of laundry plus a massive tub of bicarb of soda. And I think I've had it ever since. I don't actually use bicarb of soda that often, but I think I need to use bicarb of soda more. In fact, you can see how dusty the top is. Shows how long I've had it. I think I'll clean it while I'm at it, because I don't tend to use it that often. I'm going to put my cleaning cloth in there as well to give it a bleach. Anyway, this is the first phase of it. So I'll edit all the bits of the video together. If you'd like to do it along with me, then you'll be very welcome. Let me know how you get on. And I think I'll also going to pop this in actually as well. This is my sink drainer, so that might as well go in. It's stainless steel, it should be fine. I'm just going to leave the bleach now to do its magic. I've lit a candle to sort of make it feel like a fun activity, because one of the secrets to the FlyLady system is if you make it fun, you're much more likely to do it. So I'm going to leave that now, and I'm going to go and do some other things. And we're back in the messy kitchen to see how the bleach is doing. I think it's been in for about an hour now. I should have set a timer, but I forgot. But now I'm just going to do a little bit of work with the bleach. So I'm just going to get a little bit of bleach onto these old tiles. Just give them a little clean. These are antique tiles, so they're never going to look like new tiles, but the bleach will just give them a little bit of a clean the grout, which has gone quite dirty. I don't think this grout was ever white. I think it was always just off-white, because it's actually, I think it's done with lime plaster. It may have been white, but it's definitely not white now. But I'm just going to give it a little clean with the bleachy water as part of my clean of my sink. And then when you read the baby steps on the website, FlyLady says to take a knife and go under here. And I did this when I first shined my sink. I did this, and you can see quite a lot of gunk comes out. Obviously, if your sink is sealed under here, then obviously you won't be able to do this. But my sink is not, it's open. But what I do try and do, I try and regularly get the brush under there, but you can see there's quite a lot of dirt coming out actually. Again, make sure you wear old clothes when you do this. And I always wear an apron so that I don't try and avoid getting bleach on your clothes. You may want to wear gloves as well if you're prone to eczema or dry skin. My skin seems to be pretty tough, because I spend a lot of time doing housework, and I don't use bleach every day. I probably use bleach once a month, to be fair, and it's mainly on this sink, because we have we're not on mains drainage. We have a Clargester, which is a home sewage treatment plant. Because we're in rural Norfolk, we're not on mains drainage, and so we can't use very much bleach, or it would kill the bacteria in the Clargester. So I just use it when I'm in zone 2. When I'm cleaning my kitchen, I bleach my sink once a month, because it does make a difference. It's amazing what a difference bleach makes. I've done quite a lot of videos actually where I show you me bleaching the sink at the cottage. The cottage is on mains drainage. It's amazing. I have to bleach the sink there usually after every let. And the difference the bleach makes is phenomenal. It turns the sink from looking like, a complete mess to like a new sink almost. It's incredible. This sink is not going to look like a new sink. It's unlikely. But I'm looking forward to showing you the results. Right, so what else am I going to do while I've got this bleachy water here? Before I empty it, I'm just going to clean the front of the sink. So I'm going to give this a wipe down. I really hope you can see what I'm doing. And I'm going to get underneath as well. So you can see all that has come off the front of the sink. So the idea is to get my sink looking as good as it possibly can. And I'm going to go behind it, because I've been cleaning the underside of the sink. Some of the dirt has come down the back. It's dripped down. And it's probably quite a while since I last did this. In fact, some of this is really ground on. I think I'm going to need to get a little bit of pink stuff on this to get it off. I don't think this is going to be enough. Oh, I've got bleach dripping down my arm at the moment. My harness has moved. Bear with me. This is also our wine rack under here. I've just spotted some mulled wine. But that might be a problem. It was supposed to get drunk over Christmas, but it didn't. And actually, I'm trying to go alcohol-free for January. I've been alcohol-free now for, I think it's 6 days. So I had an alcohol-free New Year, but because I'd been under the weather, that wasn't a hardship. Right, but I don't know if I'll give alcohol up completely for January, but I'm definitely going to cut right down, because I found in December, on the run up to Christmas, we were drinking a lot more than we would usually drink. And so I think it's really good to every so often take a complete break from it. Otherwise, I think it becomes a habit, and that's the sort of habit I don't want to build, an alcohol habit. So I'd rather be a social or occasional drinker rather than a daily drinker. So that's one of the habits I'm actually working on breaking. Because over December, it definitely built up into a sort of daily habit. So January is a good time, isn't it, for a new start, a new sort of refresh on your routines and what's working, what's not working. So that's why I'm doing a FlyLady refresh, because I've realised some of my routines are fantastic. I've absolutely nailed them. And others, I just kind of gloss over them. I don't do them. But the one that I particularly struggle with, I think, is declutter for 15 minutes a day. Anyway, that's what I'm hoping to really build my routines stronger than they were before. Right, okay. Shall we let the bleachy water out? I can't think of anything else I want to bleach. I'm just having a quick look round. I might use the bleachy water on the table. I can spot so many things that need doing, but I mustn't get distracted. I think it's time to let it out. So I'm pulling the plug out. Oh, I know what I want to do. I want to get some of the bleachy water down this drain. because I find it just refreshes it. So if you've got, most sinks have some sort of drain on them. And actually, it's a good idea to get a old toothbrush or something down the drain and give it a really good clean. But I haven't got a toothbrush handy at the moment, so I'll have to wait for another time. But basically, you need to do what your sink needs. And my sink's not actually too bad because I do it regularly when we're in zone 2. I'll talk about zones in other videos. I've got a whole FlyLady playlist and zone playlists and weekly home blessing playlists. So you can have a really good look through. Anyway, let's have a look at this sink. Right, this sink is quite damaged, so it is not going to look like a new sink. If you have a stainless steel sink, they're often the easiest ones to get looking good. Even really old stainless steel sinks can come up nice. But you know what? It's progress. It's better than it was before I started. So I'm going to rinse all the bleach out now because I want to have a go with the bicarb soda. But it's never a good idea to mix cleaning products. Washing up liquid is okay to mix with bleach. It doesn't seem to produce any unpleasant odours, but some cleaning products you have to be more careful with. So always read the instructions on the pack when you're using cleaning products. But some of them, I don't know which ones it is. If you know, let me know, because I'm always very careful with cleaning products because we're of our Clargester. But some cleaning products can produce really noxious chemicals. Anyway, I don't use bicarb very often, but I read on the FlyLady website, she said if you did this straight after you'd bleached it, it could help to get some sort of ground-in dirt off. Although I haven't got high hopes for my poor old sink. But let's see if it works. It's not a product I use very often. I say it's a product my son became a huge fan of. I don't know if he still uses it in his own home. But he learnt about it when he was a student. Do you know what? I think it's making a difference. Right. And do you know what's nice about bicarb? It doesn't smell. I've been reading a lot of things about bicarb recently because they say it's not a product I use that often, but apparently it's really good for putting in your fridge and to get rid of odours in the fridge. And the fridge is one of my jobs coming up over the next week or two, is to give the fridge a really good clean out. I've been decluttering over the last week or two, all the sort of debris, all the sprouts. What is it about sprouts? My husband loves the idea of sprouts, but nobody actually enjoys eating them. So he buys them every year, but then I don't think maybe he's the only one who eats them. So I always end up having to declutter sprouts in the week between Christmas and New Year. Right, okay. Oh, I know what I want to do. I actually want to do the side bit, don't I? Let's just wring this out because I don't want to get this all over the... I'm just going to get down here and give this a bit of a clean with the bicarb on the cloth. And I'm going to get down again, down here, and give this a clean. I think this is going to need some pink stuff on it. I think it's more abrasive than the bicarb even. It's just not coming off that mark. Right, back up. Hello, just spotted my floor needs a wash. I'm not going to get distracted. I'm going to stay focused on the sink. Right, good. I'm pleased with that. It's a lot better than it was. It was looking pretty scruffy after Christmas. These marks on it, I'm never going to get rid of. I think I may have caused some of those by putting a stainless steel, what's it called, basin in it. But because I've been doing FlyLady, I really wanted a stainless steel sink. But actually, I think I just have to accept that that's as good as it's going to get. But you know what? It's a lot better than it was before I started. And I'm just going to give these little tiles a wipe down. I might get some vinegar on these tiles later. But I'm not going to do it until the bleach and the bicarb have gone, because they may react together. And then the vinegar's really good for getting lime scale off tiles. And the other thing that's really good is lemon is really good for getting this sort of blue off the end of your taps if you have these sort of taps. So lemon or vinegar will get that off. It's really good. And it brings the colour up beautifully on the taps. Anyway, I think that's a subject for the next part of my baby steps on my sink. Anyway, that is the first of the FlyLady Baby Steps. I've cleaned my sink. Now I need to put my cleaning products away. Thank you for joining me. Let me know how you get on with your sinks. Bye for now. Welcome back to Clean with Kate.